All right, welcome everybody. Good day to you all, from wherever you might be joining from. Yeah, good day, welcome. So today I welcome you to day 5 of our daily code challenge. Yes, so it's day 5. Wow. Okay, so let's see what we have today. I'm just going to paste the instruction here. So it says it's odd. Okay, it's odd. So the instruction says write a function is odd that takes in a number as an argument and returns true if the number is odd and return false if otherwise, right? So it also says write two versions of this function using conditionals, that's if statements, and without using conditionals. Okay, so we have more like saying we have two in one questions, right? So we are supposed to achieve the same thing using two different versions of our code implementation. Yes, so it's odd. Firstly, let's just think um to check for odd numbers or to check for even numbers. How can we really achieve that using code? Okay, so I know most of us we actually know that. So we use what we call modulus because modulus returns the remainder of a fraction for us, right? So when we do something like 5 divided by 3, we know that's 1 time remainder 2, right? So the remainder in this fraction should give us 2, and that's what modulus solves. So instead of us to say 5 divided by 3 to get the remainder, we simply say 5 modulus 3. This should give us 2. This should give us 2. Yes, let's try it and see. Let's do console log 5 modulus 3. I save and I hit the play button. So we have 2. We have 2 here because the fraction returns a remainder of 2, right? So we are going to be using modulus to solve this question. In fact, modulus plays a very key factor, is a key factor in determining if a number is odd or even. So I'm simply just going to erase this out and let's begin to code, right? Okay, so let's put our code here. Okay, so the first version, let's write our function. We say function is odd. So we're asked to name our function is odd. Then we put the parentheses and also put the braces, right? All right, so we put the parentheses and the curly brace. Now we are expected to also put a parameter in our function. What do we call that? Let's call it num. Yeah, num. We've actually been using num for a while now. Let's use num. Though we can just use any we can just name our parameters anything we choose to name it, but remember your parameter names, your variable names, anything you want to use as a name should be descriptive, right? So when you are running the program, you or any other person that is trying to understand what your code base is doing will easily know what each variable stands for. So we say function is odd, then we say num, right? So what do we do next? We say we use the if statement because we're asked to implement two versions, one with the if and one without the if. So let's work the one with the if. We say if, then parentheses. We say if num modulus 2 is not equal to 0. This expression here, num modulus 2 is not equal to 0, simply means that when a number is divided by 2, the remainder is not 0. That means there's always a remainder, and we know that's one of the features of odd numbers. Any odd number that is divided by 2 must definitely give us a remainder, right? So this is trying to tell us that if the number is odd, right? If the number is an odd number, that's what this expression is saying. We put it in the curly brace. We say return true. Then we use the else statement. You say else return false. So I'm going to save this and hit the play button. But before I do that, we need to call the function using some numbers to test it. So on line 9, it says check your result using 4, 11, and minus 9. So we are simply going to use this for these numbers as arguments in our function. So we say console.log is odd, then we put in 4. So we repeat this and then we change 4 to 11 here and then replace 4 here with minus 9. So I save and run. So here we get false, true, true. We have false, true, and true. Let's confirm. 4 is an even number. That's why it says false, because we are checking for odd number. So 4 is not an odd number, it's an even number. 11 is an odd number, yes. Minus 9 also is an odd number. So let me just write this here. Here we should get false. Here we should get true. Here we should get true. So those are actually what we have. So we have false, true, and true. So that's the first version we are working with, right? So let's head on to the second version. So using the second version, I'm simply just going to comment this out. Comment it. And it says using conditional if and without using conditionals. Okay. So the second version is very, very short, right? So I'll just say function is odd, parenthesis, curly brace, right? So I'll simply just say num modulus 2 is not equal to 0. And what next do we need to put here? We simply need to just add the return statement before the expression. And that's all. And also we don't forget to add our parameter name here. That's num. So that's that. Because it's going to return this when the statement is true, and otherwise it gives us false, right? If the num is not an odd number. So if the parameter num here, if it's an odd number, this statement evaluates to a false. Sorry, it evaluates to a true. That's if it's an odd number, right? Yes. So let me repeat myself again. If the parameter here num is an odd number, this statement evaluates to true. But if the parameter num here, if it's an even number, this statement it evaluates to false. So let me run this and see. So I hit on the play button and I get false, true, true, just like the initial version we had. So this is how to check if a number is odd or even. So we can choose to add more arguments to check. Let's use higher numbers, very big numbers. Let's say we have, okay, let's say we have 98765. And also, let's say we have 1,000,002, right? So let's just save this and see if we get true here and false here. So I'll simply just split it. So we are expected to have false, true, 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 false. Okay, so we have false, true, 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 false. So our function works very, very well, right? So that's it. So if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification. And thanks for joining us on our day 5, and stay blessed. See you tomorrow. Have a nice time. Bye.